Imagine a Mustang so bold it doesn't just turn heads, it makes Mercedes and BMW nervous. The 2026 Mustang Eleanor SUV isn't a concept sketch or a wild dream. It's real, and it's rewriting the rules of what an American SUV can be, with a name pulled straight from Hollywood legend and a design that screams both muscle and luxury. This isn't just Ford dipping into the premium market. It's a direct challenge to the German giants. But can it really stand tall against icons like the BMW X5 or Mercedes GLE? Or is it just a flashy newcomer? Stick around. What we discovered may surprise you. The Mustang name has always carried weight, an icon of American muscle that stood for power, freedom, and rebellion. But now, Ford has taken that legendary badge into uncharted territory with the 2026 Mustang Eleanor SUV. On the surface, it might sound like a contradiction. A Mustang built higher, bulkier, and aimed directly at the luxury SUV market. Yet that's exactly what makes this launch so significant. Ford isn't just adding another SUV to its lineup. It's aiming straight at European heavyweights like BMW and Mercedes, hoping to prove that American design and performance can play at the top of the game. The Eleanor badge, with its Hollywood roots, only adds more mystique to this bold move. So, what happens when tradition collides with reinvention? In just a moment, we'll dive into the details that could make this SUV either Ford's biggest gamble or its most exciting win yet. From the moment you see it, the 2026 Mustang Eleanor SUV demands attention. The front end still carries the Mustang DNA, wide grille, aggressive stance, headlights that feel like eyes staring you down, but now it's scaled up into a commanding SUV profile. It's not just bigger, it's bolder. Think of it as Mustang muscle translated into a family-friendly shape without losing that rebellious spark. The sculpted hood, flared wheel arches, and sweeping roofline give it presence on the road that few SUVs can match. Park it next to a Mercedes GLE or BMW X5, and you'll notice, this one doesn't blend in, it stands out. Step inside, and the surprise continues. Ford clearly wants to play in the premium league here. Soft touch leather surfaces, ambient lighting, and a tech-heavy cabin that feels modern without being overwhelming. The wide digital dash stretches across the driver's view, delivering customizable performance data, navigation, and entertainment with sharp clarity. Add in a 15-inch central display that flows seamlessly into the console, and you've got a cockpit that feels equal parts luxury lounge and futuristic command center. The seats, deeply bolstered, heated, cooled, and available with massage functions, details that show Ford isn't afraid to aim for Mercedes-level comfort. But what's a Mustang without power? That's where things get really interesting. The Eleanor SUV comes with multiple engine options, including a hybrid setup and a rumored all-electric variant in development. The top trim reportedly delivers over 500 horsepower, launching this SUV from 0 to 60 in under 4.5 seconds. Imagine that, an SUV carrying a family of 4 that can out-accelerate some sports cars. Yet Ford claims it hasn't forgotten about efficiency either, with smart drive modes and regenerative systems designed to balance raw performance with practical everyday driving. Of course, performance isn't everything. Safety and technology play just as big a role, especially in this market. The Eleanor SUV comes loaded with driver assist features, adaptive cruise control, lane centering, auto emergency braking, and even semi-autonomous hands-free highway driving. It's not just about getting from point A to point B. It's about doing it with confidence and ease. And then there's the sound system, a premium setup tuned to fill the cabin with crystal clear audio, whether you're blasting classic rock or streaming the latest hits. Now here's where things get tricky. With all this power and luxury, the Mustang Eleanor SUV still faces an uphill battle. Brand perception matters. Buyers loyal to Mercedes and BMW may hesitate to see Ford as an equal contender in the luxury SUV arena. And while the Eleanor looks and feels premium, will it carry the same long-term prestige as a German badge? That's the question Ford is daring to ask. and one we'll explore as we get deeper into how this SUV actually performs against its rivals. And just wait until we talk about pricing. Because if Ford positions this SUV where the rumors suggest, it might just change the entire conversation. Stick with me. What's coming next could be the real game changer. And here it is, the moment of truth. Numbers on a spec sheet are one thing, but what really matters is how the 2026 Mustang Eleanor SUV feels when the rubber meets the road. Press the start button, and the engine growls to life with a tone that's unmistakably Mustang. Deep, throaty, confident. The first push of the accelerator shoves you back into your seat, and suddenly this isn't just another SUV, it's a performance machine disguised in family-friendly form. 0 to 60 in under 4.5 seconds? It doesn't just meet expectations, it demolishes them. On winding roads, the surprise gets even bigger. Ford's engineers have tuned the chassis to balance weight and agility in a way that shouldn't even be possible for a vehicle of this size. Steering feels precise, almost surgical, and the suspension adapts instantly, comfortable on rough pavement, then tight and responsive when the corners come calling. And then comes the shocker. Side by side with a BMW X5M and a Mercedes GLE 63, the Eleanor doesn't just hold its ground, it keeps pace. In some tests, it even edges ahead. Who would have thought a Mustang SUV could pull this off? Inside, the cabin remains eerily calm. Noise insulation is superb, the seats hug you in place, and the tech works seamlessly without distracting from the drive. It's luxury without pretension, speed without compromise. Yes, there are still questions about long-term brand prestige. But in the here and now, the Eleanor has proven it can do what many doubted. Stand toe-to-toe with the German titans and win. So the big question becomes this: is Ford rewriting the rules of luxury performance, or have they simply pulled off a one-time stunt? Either way, what happens next could change the way we think about SUVs forever. So, what's the final verdict on the 2026 Mustang Eleanor SUV? Simply put, Ford has taken a bold gamble, and it pays off in more ways than many expected. The Eleanor brings a commanding design that refuses to blend in, a cabin that finally speaks the language of true luxury, and performance that can stand shoulder to shoulder with Mercedes and BMW. It's fast, it's comfortable, and it's packed with technology that makes every drive feel modern and secure. For buyers who want the spirit of a Mustang but the practicality of an SUV, this could be the dream crossover. That said, it isn't flawless. Brand perception will remain the Eleanor's biggest hurdle. Many luxury buyers still equate prestige with a German badge, and Ford will need time to prove it belongs in this league. Pricing will also play a critical role. If it undercuts BMW and Mercedes, it could be a game changer, but if it creeps too high, convincing buyers may be tougher. And while its performance numbers are impressive, only long-term ownership will show if Ford can match the reliability and refinement expected at this level. In today's U.S. market, where SUVs dominate and buyers are craving both individuality and performance, the Eleanor arrives at exactly the right moment. It challenges the status quo, offering American muscle reimagined for modern luxury tastes. Whether you see it as a revolution or a risky experiment, one thing's certain: it has forced BMW and Mercedes to look over their shoulders, and that in itself is a win. So now the question is, would you trust Ford's Mustang Eleanor SUV to replace the likes of a BMW X5 or Mercedes GLE in your driveway? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you think. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more honest reviews of the cars shaping our future.